Hey there, football fanatics. Welcome to Plug and Play, your ultimate NFL podcast with Daniel and Sean. Here to dissect the game from a unique angle, whether it's discussing the latest news or breaking down the stats that make the difference between winners and losers. Check out Plug and Play, your new favorite NFL podcast.
Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 Plug and Play podcast. I got Sean with me, and we're ready to continue our new season into week 4. We might look back at week 3, but we're ready to look back at week 4 of the NFL National Football League. We can start with the first game if you want. We're just gonna spend some time on a few games, but with pathetic performance from the Green Bay Packers against the Detroit Lions. Do you even remember that game from the last Thursday?
Yeah, I remember that game because I watched it and I was angry. We didn't have a first down until middle of the second quarter.
Should I still have hopes for Jordan Love?
I mean, should you still have hope? Yeah, because he's not a rookie, but in a way he is, because this is his first real season as a starter. I know he came in this and backup duty last year for Aaron, but it's if you told his duty came in last year, I think this is his 6th career start. So you really can't get a handle on a quarterback with so little starts. Now, some people would disagree with that, but I feel the same way in Atlanta with Ritter. He's only had 8 or 9 career starts, so I'm never one to quickly throw away a quarterback. But at the same time, it's he was never projected or expected to be anything more than what he currently is. And Green Bay thought initially they can get away with the running game. And I know last Sunday was Aaron's first night back, Aaron Jones. But you can't just start the game throwing the ball everywhere, thinking you're like Peyton Manning with the Colts. No, use your running game. That's supposed to be your strength. And the fact that Green Bay didn't run it, the first 2 or 3 drives of the game, they didn't run it at all. They just threw the ball. And for a total night, I think Green Bay only ran the ball 10 times. So it was a weird performance. Yeah. And some people Detroit has a good run defense, but it's you are who you are. Green Bay is always, at least with LaFleur, try to be a run-first, play-action team. Especially when you don't have the great wide receivers Devontae Adams in the past. You gotta do what you gotta do. Do what brought you to the table. Green Bay's calling card is supposed to be the running game. They tried to not be that, and they got punched in the mouth for it.
Or it's a passing of a torch, because it looks like we talked the other day, we're in our division. It looks like Lions are the favorites, and then they're probably going to win the division if they keep playing like this, and Vikings don't look great.
Man, ain't no look. That division is very... Barring injury, I have to be nice. Barring injury, I mean, the Vikings are cooked. The Bears, they're not going to be that. Come on, Bears.
Bears might... Do Bears win the game this season?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to go 0-17 here. They're going to win. They're going to win a couple. I think at the max, they'll win 3.
I mean, I watched some clips in the first few weeks of Justin Fields and scouting videos, and I'm like, wow, he really doesn't have he doesn't see. He has, I don't know how you say it, but he doesn't have a vision who to pass, because he had 2 wide open guys, and he messed up that few possessions too. I was like, wow, he's not we can't say it's a rookie wall because he's not a rookie. So I don't know what to think. I even asked you who's better, him or Trubisky, and you says I don't know. It's a toss up, and I'm like, wow, if it's a toss up against Trubisky, then it's bad. And it's really bad. And
some of it is Fields, some of it is the Bears. I mean, if you've gone 30, 40 years without developing a quarterback to be competent, that's not always a quarterback. And I can't say everybody's excited because they're going to have top 2 picks. If not top 2, at least 2 of the top 5. And everybody's they're going to get this quarterback and yada, yada, yada. And it's if they draft a quarterback, there'll be 3 top 5 or top 10 QBs they drafted in 5 or 6 years. At some point, you just got to realize, like, no, it's not them, it's us. We need to do a better job of developing these guys.
Yeah, which means changing the front office or I don't know what, like, because it's not working.
Yeah, it's not working. So
yeah, if you can't,
Fields does have his issues, though. Like, he can't. It's not that he can't. It's just his clock is too slow. He's still on, and maybe a little bit this is the Ohio State's problem. Like, these quarterbacks from Ohio State, they get in the league, and because they play with so much talent in college, they believe everything should be the same way. And it's like, no, it's not like that when you get to the pros. Everybody's talent is a little more equal. The game is much faster. You don't have 10 seconds to sit in the pocket and wait till somebody gets open. Like, you got to go. That clock got to be much faster. And for them, it just hasn't been. The different Ohio State quarterbacks have come through.
Yeah, that's what the scouting video showed. He showed he hesitates too much, and he doesn't see who to pass. Like, it's like, I don't know, maybe he sees them, but he doesn't have a confidence to pass them the ball, or I don't know, some quarterbacks, you know this better than me, are afraid of interceptions and turnovers and everything like that, so they don't risk a lot. But in this case, I was like, wow, you can only throw it badly to the guy, because it was like two of them and nobody around them. I was like, wow. And it was in the red zone, I even think. So they had a chance to win for the weekend, remember? They were up 28-3, I think, and they lost 28-7, yeah. And they lost 38-28 against the almighty Broncos with their first win of the season.
31-28, I think. But boy,
31-28, the final score. Yeah.
Ooh-wee. That's all I gotta say.
Can we say Broncos are back, baby? Or is just this is their reality?
If you want to say they back, I sure ain't. You can though, Dan. Go ahead and say it.
No,
you gonna say let's ride?
I'll leave that to phrase. I'll leave that.
That's Russ's favorite saying. Let's ride. You gonna say that? Are you ready to ride, Dan?
Dr. Dre's song, probably. Although the remix is better than the original, but I can't remember the name of the remix. Who did it?
You're ready to ride?
Yeah, let's ride. Vikings have a first win. And I was reading and listening to some guys before this games that were saying maybe they should trade Cousins, even the Jefferson. Do you think that's a real talk around the league and around the franchise?
No.
Hey, let's say if they go 1-5, let's say season goes in disarray. Do you think it becomes realistic to trade one of them? Because I don't get trading Jefferson. Like, he's probably the top 3 wide receiver.
Jefferson ain't going nowhere. We can throw that out right now. He's not going anywhere.
Cousins good.
His days might be numbered. But if his days are numbered, it's because the Vikings have like a top 10 draft pick and they have a new quarterback. But they're not just going to get rid of him for the sake of getting rid of him. Like, no.
Mm-hmm. And he's not playing bad.
No, I mean, he's Kirk Cousins. Like, I tell you this every year. Like, he does enough to keep you in the game. But there's 2 things he's never going to do. He's never going to lose it, and he's never going to win it. But he will always give your team a shot. The problem is for this team is, I don't even blame the season on Kirk Cousins. Because I blame it on the GM. Pay Cook. That's all you have to do is pay Cook. Instead, you're like, no, we don't want to pay him. We can have some other running backs that are just as good. I think Vikings lead the league in fumbles this year.
Mm-hmm.
The running backs have just not been good, which means defenses focus solely on the passing game. But despite that, Kirk Cousins has been like one of the top passers in the league numbers wise.
Yeah.
And Jefferson's been one of the top receivers in the league receiving wise. So I'm going to tell you, dude, ain't my problem. I mean, Green Bay's in a tough spot, but it could be worse.
I know you were never big on the Vikings, so of course it's not your problem. So I'm going to just go around the games and ask you. So the Cowboys defense is real still, but they play the Patriots, whose offense is pretty bad and always will be bad. And it looks like Mac Jones suck. Or correct me if I'm wrong.
He's done. And the thing is, he actually showed promise at one point, but he's done. He's cooked.
And they were accusing Belichick that he was benching him last season, killing his confidence. But I assume Bill knew what he was doing. But yeah.
No, his confidence is shot. Some of it is because, I mean, he just hasn't done anything with anybody other than McDaniels. It just has not gelled. He hasn't got his confidence back. I wouldn't be surprised if, this offseason, let's talk about a Mac Jones trade to the Raiders.
For Jimmy?
I don't know if it's for Jimmy. I don't know what kind of deal Jimmy has, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jonathan Down is like, let's bring over Mac. I know how to work with him. We work well together. I don't know about Jimmy right now. Like, maybe when he comes back, the Raiders look better, but the Raiders ain't looking so great right now, Dan. And McDaniels, his job's about to be on the line real soon.
So, yeah, it looks like he might not be there next season. I wonder, can the Raiders and those teams that are eternal losers for the last few years, can they get better? I'm not asking you, but I'm asking, can you get better just one season, try to be good? Just Lions are kind of better and they might get to the playoffs this season. Can you do that, because they're never good?
Oakland? Raiders?
Raiders, for example, yeah.
They've had a couple. They had a couple 1-year revelations. But the problem is they just never was able to turn it into something. There was that 1 year. I feel like it may have been the same year the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Raiders were embarking on having the number 1 seed in the AFC, and then Carr, what was it? He broke his hand. He broke something. He was out. And the Raiders just never recovered, and neither has he. Neither has been the same since.
Since then.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be overexcited about this Cowboys win. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, but respect. Okay.
Yeah, but I do think, given how they played last week against Arizona, which we also thought would have been the same way, another 33 game, I think it does help knowing that they're like, okay, now let's get back to where we are and slapped around the Patriots. Because if we lost to the Patriots, and that's back-to-back weeks, losing to an inferior opponent, and then it starts being like, oh, they're in their own heads now. This ain't looking good.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. So the team that it's dominating, in my opinion, is the 49ers. And I think I picked them for the Super Bowl, too, even the winners. Who can stop them in the AFC? Can the Cowboys do it or the Eagles?
Well, I think most people think the Eagles. I think most people think the Eagles can. There's a lot of people out there that think, I don't know which side you're on there, so let me ask you. If Purdy doesn't get hurt, do the Eagles still go to Super Bowl last year?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think they went early. I think they went 1 year before they should have. 1 year too early, if you know what I mean.
That's so. I'm not sure. I'm not
you think? I mean, you might be right because Purdy is the last pick, Mr. Relevant, and his first playoff and everything. Jalen had more experience of in general of NFL. So yeah, I'm just thinking I kind of like Shanahan though. I think Shanahan can pull it off. I think he has a lot of tricks. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's a very good coach. Not just X's and O's, just the chemistry wise, like you said, as a head coach, you got to think of everything. And I think he's doing a good job. And they have a lot of firepower. But I'll have to let me get you back on that answer. I want to rewatch the highlights of that game just to see some parts. Do you think Eagles win either way?
I think if they don't, it's a close game. But my thing is with Purdy, the Niners are so loaded everywhere that he doesn't have to do a lot.
Exactly.
But come playoff time, there's always a point where you got to step up. At some point, your quarterback has to win a game. Not your defense, not your running game, the quarterback. Sometimes you don't have to do that until Super Bowl, but at some point, the quarterback has to win a game. And I don't know
if he has it.
Yes.
Yeah, you might be honest.
Because last year, that defense carried them. So, what if Deebo goes down? What if Fred Warner gets hurt? What if Bosa gets hurt? What if they just have an all game? I mean, the Eagles ain't no joke. What if Eagles put up 30 points? Can Purdy put up 31? I don't know, but I do know one thing. It makes it a lot easier if they get home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they want to go to Philly again, even with a healthy Purdy.
Yeah.
But I think, this is going to be an interesting game this week, Niners and the Cowboys. How you see it going?
I think Niners win. Cowboys are still in limbo for me. I think they have two faces, but you never know what Cowboys going to show. But it's going to be a defensive showdown, in my opinion. Whoever likes the defense is probably going to enjoy the game. Yeah, it's probably the game of the week too. So, but there are some games that we're not going to mention because I don't see any reason why. But let's back. Did you watch the last night's game, Seahawks Giants?
Yeah, for monetary reasons. Yes.
But the whole game, you watched it.
I gave up. There was a certain point where I just knew it was a wrap. I gave up. That was one horrible game. I'll tell you that.
I was listening and reading too, and they were saying the announcers went crazy over Zach Wilson. This is how you throw the ball, Zach Wilson. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
like he was over.
I didn't listen to the play-by-play.
Oh, okay. So that was hilarious.
Who were they talking about? Gino? When Gino threw the ball, they were talking about hey, Zach, this is how you throw it? Because they sure wasn't talking about Daniel Jones.
Oh, my bad. I was talking about the Jets Chiefs. My bad. But yeah, they weren't. They were pretty bad on the Daniel Jones. Yeah, they were pretty bad on Daniel Jones, and that was one of the most pathetic performances from the Giants. And I think Giants are officially done, right?
Officially, man, they've been cooked for 2 or 3 weeks now.
It's not even funny. No, but I was mixing. I don't know why I mixed the two beautiful New York clubs, but I was mixing the Jets game on Chiefs Jets when the announcers went crazy over Zach Wilson throwing and everything, and even A-Rod showed up. So probably that's why they played better. Do you remember the call? Controversial.
He gave
call?
A speech. Yeah, he gave a speech before the last week because this is his first time back with the team since he got hurt. So he showed up and gave a speech about stop pointing the fingers at everybody. We all need each other, blah, blah, blah. And they showed up. I mean, they played a great game.
Yeah.
That defense, I apologize, Dan.
A-Rod needed in his life, that defense.
I apologize to you, Dan, because the whole offseason, I was like, I don't know, Dan. These guys, they may get to the playoffs if that, but they ain't going to be no Super Bowl contenders. If Aaron's there, yeah, they'd be Super Bowl contenders. That defense is legit.
They might beat the Chiefs if he's there. They might beat the Chiefs.
Last night? Oh, they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, last
night. There, yeah,
Yeah, they beat the Chiefs. And A-Rod has Garrett Wilson. Sauce Gardner is one of the best defensive players. I think he wasn't pulling. I think that was a bad call by a ref. Correct me.
Just ticky-tack. It's funny because I feel like the Chiefs are becoming you remember when Golden State was lovable? Then they turned to the villains.
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs are becoming the villains. It started in the Super Bowl with the Eagles. No, it started with the Bengals game where that guy pushed Mahomes out of bounds in the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Eagles game with the controversial pass interference call that helped the Chiefs out. Mm-hmm. Then the Detroit game, first game of the season, people were complaining about, Chiefs getting away with a lot of holding. And then again, this past weekend, we're seeing in real time, people are starting to turn the Chiefs. They're feeling like the NFL is giving them certain calls and all that. So how do you feel watching a rising team becoming America's sweethearts, a cool team, now slowly turn into the evil empire? Because you're watching it in real time.
I'm just afraid I don't want NFL to say, hey, we need a dynasty. We're going to help them to get to the Super Bowl. I don't like that. Like, just they're good enough to be, in my opinion, they're good enough without the referees to get to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, it's going to be messy for them, but I'm afraid if it's these rumors are true.
What about Kelsey and Taylor Swift?
Yeah, then they're gonna be still sweethearts because she has an army of fans, and from what I've been reading and listening, it's like CIA ain't got shit on them.
Trust me, Dan. You know? People are gonna turn on this. People are already turning. Taylor Swift is not gonna help.
The real NFL fans for sure. I agree with you 100%.
Absolutely. I saw the news was talking about Taylor Swift at the game because they never talk about the Chiefs. And they showed a video of a woman at the game. She's videoing herself. She says, I had no idea what's going on. I don't watch football, but I'm here because Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She bought tickets to the game to record herself saying that. Like, yeah, this is not going well. This is like, I mean,
it could be
for the Chiefs it is. For the Chiefs it is because they're all getting the jerseys bought up. They're making more money. But they're definitely going to become hated. Yeah. Even more about that.
And it could be a distraction. It could be a distraction through the season. So, their rival, Cincinnati Bengals, are they done for this season? Just this season because of Burrow's injury?
Damn, yes. You know, why yes? Ain't no maybe. It's yes.
Do you think you should sit him?
Yes.
And get the first round pick somehow. But
when you sit him, I mean, he has a calf injury. It's like, it's not the same. Because Kevin Durant had a quad, right? Or the calf as well. He had a calf strain, right?
Yeah.
And he rushed it back. And what happened? He popped it in for his Achilles.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why he wants to play, but at least in my mind. So what I'm thinking is, correct me if I'm wrong, you feel differently. I think two things. One, Burrow doesn't want to sit because he's got the highest paid contract in the NFL. And if he sits, he feels like people are going to clown him and say, how did he get all this money and he ain't playing? I also feel like part of it is the Bengals. Their owner is notoriously known for being cheap. He just gave the highest, most money to a quarterback ever. I don't think whatever he gives that out, he wants to hear, oh, our quarterback has to sit the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season. And basically, if it goes wrong, knock us out the title hunt first month of the season.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
So let's say you said yes, they're done because of the Joe Burrow injury. Who's a threat to the Chiefs then? Dolphins?
Dolphins, Buffalo, because we didn't talk about that game yet. Dolphins, Buffalo.
And that's it.
How do you feel about the Ravens?
I don't know. They're weird. Lamar is weird. It's like I'm watching new Lamar. Like he has Odell there. Just I like me. I like Lamar and everything, but they're like, I'm just expecting one day just for him to get injured, and like they last 3 years, they have just problems with injuries and everything. But playoffs, like first round ceiling, wild card. Like I don't see anything else. Like I wanted to say the Chargers, but nah. I think Herbert broke his finger on the other hand. But yeah, Buffalo and Dolphins, and probably the only Buffalo. I don't think Miami can give them enough.
You're not a believer in Baltimore. That's what I'm hearing.
Nah, I can't be. No, I can't be. You gotta be realistic.
Why can't you?
I don't trust Lamar to be healthy this season. I don't trust him to throw the ball.
Okay. He's been throwing a little bit more now.
And I love him. You know me. I love him. He's one of my favorites, but I don't think he improved that much during the like the only team. Like we got two teams that I think legitimately could have beaten the Chiefs. It's Bengals, like we said, and I felt Browns. But Browns I still think Browns might make the playoffs now that I watched them. I still think they might get in if Watson gets in shape and starts playing like Deshaun Watson that we know. But you believe in Buffalo like we talked the last season, and we can transition into the games where game against the Dolphins, where they've proved the Dolphins are not on their level. Like that defense.
This was the first marquee matchup of the year.
Yeah, and it was a blowout.
And the rivals, the division rivals, boy, that was a statement right there. That was a, we know
defense was
you're coming, but we're already here.
Yeah. Stay in your lane, basically. Statement. Stay behind. So all that Broncos 70 points, it's all forgotten because you got stamped on against I I was watching the red zone and everything, and like they really stamped them after it was a tie game. Then after it went downside for the Dolphins. And Josh Allen, if he keeps playing like this way, besides the game first week, he'll probably be in the conversation of the MVP. But if you put the gun on my hand now and ask me who's going to be the MVP, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Can you share?
Yeah, I can share. He's a running back. He plays for the Niners.
The white guy's going to be the MVP?
Absolutely.
He had 4 touchdowns this week.
Damn. This guy is a guaranteed touchdown. What is it, like 10 straight games now? He scored a touchdown. He leads the league in rushing. And guess what, Dan? He also does a little bit in catching the ball, too.
Yeah, wide receiver. They use him on the wide receiver position.
And the Niners, if not top seed, I mean, yeah, for me, it's a given. It's a given.
Right. When you said running back, I thought you were going to say Pacheco.
Oh, for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
No,
but like I said from the episode 1, if Baker keeps playing this way and Tampa starts winning more games, hey, anything can happen.
What do you mean by that?
I mean,
explain yourself.
As a resurrection of Baker, he came to the Tampa after Tom Brady, and they start winning games. They got to the playoffs. This is just like a script. They won a game in playoffs. And like he keeps playing this way. There's not like a comeback of the year award, I assume.
Yes,
maybe he gets that.
No, it's a comeback player of the year award. Oh, it definitely is.
So he might get it too.
No, if you're saying he's going to win that, that's what you're talking about. Okay. But if you're talking about Tampa winning Super Bowl.
No, that's too much.
Yeah, we want to end this.
Do you want to give me our picks for the next week? I'll tell you the games.
Sure.
Bears Commanders. Easily. Jaguars Bills.
That's tough for Jacksonville. You gonna be able to watch that? It's in the UK.
Probably it's gonna be an earlier game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get on the second one. Texans Falcons.
Where's it at? Is it in Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Is it Atlanta? I got Atlanta. What you say?
Yeah, it's in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Panthers Lions.
Lions.
Titans at Colts at Indianapolis.
Colts, man.
Your boys from the New York Giants against the Dolphins in Miami.
Okay, Dan, so listen. I believe Praise can no longer hang his head. Miami is going to score 80 on them fools. You cannot convince me that the Giants have any shot in this game.
Yeah, because if Dallas scores 38 on them and Dallas doesn't have a great offense.
And now that I say this, watch what happens. The Giants are going to win. I'm going to cost a bunch of people their money.
Nah, they're not going to win. You're crazy. They're going to be destroyed. Not 80 points, but they're going to be destroyed.
You sure not 80? Because, I don't know, Dan. It's possible.
73 is the record from the 60s. That's going to be enough. That's probably going to be enough. Probably.
They're going to make sure nobody touches that record ever again.
Yeah. Saints at New England Patriots.
I got Saints.
Ravens at Pittsburgh. Rivalry.
Ravens.
Yeah, Steelers are done. Eagles at Los Angeles Rams. They're still in Los Angeles? Yeah, they are.
I got the Rams.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, we didn't talk about, hey, man, you're Eagles, man. They in trouble.
Yeah, they didn't look great against the Commanders.
Okay, yeah, but my thing is, that was probably Hurts' best game last week against the Commanders. But something about that offense just isn't clicking this year for me. It feels like they can't throw the ball.
He can't carry them like the last season.
It's like everybody's like, okay, look, we know what you can, we know what you want to do, we know what you can't do. So, I don't know.
He might dragging an injury or something, and they're quiet about it, so they don't want to panic around the media and organization. So they might stalling or something. I hope so.
Okay, Woj. You got the backstage scoop. I hear you.
Assumption. #assumption. We got Cincinnati Bengals at your Arizona Cardinals.
I'm going to go with the Bengals. If the Bengals don't win this game, I don't ever want to see Burrow on the field again this year.
Yeah, that should be smart because they killed him 2 years ago with their front line. He was sacked like how many times per game? I can't even remember. Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter at Phrases Broncos. Russell Wilson, let it ride. 1-3-1-3.
I got the Broncos? I don't know, man. I can easily see that Jets defense giving Russ the blues. But yeah, I'll go with the Broncos. They're at home.
No. Chiefs, Vikings.
Oh, Chiefs.
Oh, easy. That was the fastest answer so far. Monday Night Football. It's Cowboy at the Niners that we talked about. It's going to be a defensive showdown. And I have the Niners. You used to have the Niners?
I'll go with the Niners. But, man, I don't know, man. The problem is like...
Yeah, depends what Cowboys show up. Depends if McCaffrey can score on this. It's going to be interesting to see McCaffrey against them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know why. It's on a Tuesday game. Packers, Raiders.
Thursday?
Tuesday. It says Tuesday, October 10th.
Tuesday. Hold on. Let me check. But they had me out here stressing.
Oh, my bad. I'm looking like people. I don't know if people know. I'm from Croatia, so ESPN gets this.
Oh, you on Monday?
Yeah.
I hear you, Dan.
Sunday game. Yeah, my bad. It says Tuesday, 2:15 a.m. Like crazy. It's a Monday game. Packers, Raiders. Jordan Love.
I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, Jordan Love's best game of the season, probably. Devontae Adams dropping passes and stuff like that. And we should.
This is Devontae revenge game, probably.
Yeah, and they didn't pay him. Yeah. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up, Dan. If you got anything to say?
I usually say go Chiefs, but they're the villains, silent villains so far. But
are you trying on them?
I can't. I can't yet. They have to do some really ugly stuff to be turned on, and they got to beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. So I'll hate them then. So probably not. Not yet. I like Mahomes too much. After watching that QB show on Netflix, I even liked him more. I dislike Cousins more. I know I'm not a great person. It looks like Cousins is like goofy and trying to be funny and it's not good. And Mariota, I skipped the Mariota parts. I don't care. Simple as that. I know.
Shout out to Mariota.
Even Hazonia had his jersey one time. Yeah.
Mariota, everyone thought he was next up. Go ahead and close up shop. We done here.
Yeah, episode 2. Have a good time. Enjoy football. NBA season coming. Shoot the shit. I hope coming soon. And until next time, laters.